We've broken a rule, right? Like with user onboarding, you want to make it as frictionless as possible. But what we're doing is the opposite. By adding friction in the front end, you can get a better result at the back end. We used to be, you could just sign up as a user. Now we've introduced a request access form, a whole bunch of steps and questions you need to ask first so that we can identify if you are the type of user we're looking for right now. Realistically, anyone can fill in a form, anyone can do it, but we're basically limiting to 100 of the perfect, what we think is the perfect customer in. So the worst marketing strategy ever? Most likely. But what we are going to try and get out of this is the right type of user.
Ken, have we ever done anything that's made you this uncomfortable before?
To be honest, there's very few things that make me feel very uncomfortable. And I think this is probably the most uncomfortable thing we've done in the 10 years of working together, I reckon.
What's the most uncomfortable thing about it?
Saying goodbye to users signing up. We've gone from 0 to 1,000 users. And by introducing this, obviously, who likes to fill in forms? Not me. Unless I really want something, I'm not filling in a form. I'm just going to move on with my life. This much friction, we've actually gone to almost none. So for me, that's been very hard to stomach. Just not letting everyone in with the pulse and a credit card. Do you know what I mean? It's easier said than done. Right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things. What about you? How do you feel about the whole strategy?
It's like, you're just fighting against what feels right. It's really hard to do something that you know is right when the signal that you're used to, which is users signing up, is getting hurt by that. So like the KPI or the objective of let's get heaps of users at what cost. If we'd have kept going in the direction we would have got a lot more signups. But our concern is that a lot of those signups eventually just would have been churn anyway. And in the meantime, before you get a huge churn volume from those people, they distract you a lot. And when you're trying to develop a lot of features, you want to be doing that in the right direction. So filling the pipeline up with a whole bunch of people for the sake of it could have you building a bunch of features that don't actually matter.
That's what we saw, right? We had a lot of users, they ask for weird random things and then they just disappear. We can't help you build a YouTube channel from scratch, but we can definitely help you scale it. Once you know what we're doing, we are the tool to help you scale. But if you're a solo, pen and pad is great. You don't need us, right? Like we can't actually provide value because you're the wrong avatar for us. Businesses that make content are the right customer for us because they are like us. That is what we are. We can speak to them. We understand their pain. We know exactly what they're feeling because you can really like sit them and look them in the eyes and say, bro, I know what you're facing. This is exactly what we faced. This is how we solved it. This is the tool and it's built for you. So we can say in our marketing, our ads, our content, all of that can talk to those pain points. So first we can directly speak to them. When they come into the app, it's the problems they face are solved. As a business, what's probably more interesting is like, I want to track that my content brings revenue. Like that's what I care about. Whereas a creator in the beginning doesn't care about that. And even some bigger creators, they don't care about that. Or for instance, if you're an agency, you care about your clients. So it's a different thing. So what you want to do is figure out who that core user is. And obviously your system can work for those other people and they can use it. But you just say up front, that's not who we are built for. We build features for this person. But if it works for you, amazing. And over time, you can also expand, right? As you try and go more wide, you can do that. But in the beginning, you want to be laser focused so you can deliver the best experience for that person.
That's the thing. It's a trade-off. Every benefit that Clipflow gives you if you're running 15 channels makes it harder for a person who's only running one. Because you have to have more toggles, settings, filters, etc. And it's like it's actually harder to get to success with that. So you just want to be making sure instead of just chasing, let's get every one of our users to a successful point as fast as possible. Let's get the right users to that real valuable moment faster.
And it really opens up the things you think about. We don't have to do this. I think that's also key. It's like we didn't have to do this. For me, it's a lot about putting my money where my mouth is, right? Like I believe certain things. I'm always like the guy that's like, put up your prices, and then people are like, but I'm going to lose customers. And like, this is what we're doing, right? We're putting up our price. Firstly, it's not free. We're charging a lot of money for the privilege. Usually you only do this when you are oversaturated with customers. We're doing it before that. It's a very different play for tech, I think, to do this, but we also wanted to, I guess, handhold you in. That was key why we saw this because we were getting a lot of users in, but they wouldn't give us the time to talk to us. One of the key things, part of the friction is you have to have a meeting with us before you get access. So we can first evaluate if you're good for the system, and then we can also talk you through your pain points and really understand your problem. And then we can sit with you, sign you up in person. So if anything goes wrong, we can literally watch it happening and then talk you through the system. So the onboarding experience becomes like second to none. And I think it's just invaluable. Like, especially in the beginning, this is another reason why we're doing it. Like there's a whole bunch of things, but there's a few core
It's also like all the reasons why it's a terrible approach to get users, because like
Yeah.
not only the friction of the form, but the friction of asking someone to dedicate half an hour of their time and then probably follow up with more time after, especially when we're targeting busy people who just want their content problem solved. We are going to get better people. We just have to get way more people to filter down to the couple of people that will actually help, because you're asking a lot of them.
One like little early indicator and just showing how hectic this is we were paying $20 approx per conversion, between 15 and $20 per conversion, so a sign up. Now we're spending $250. Like, that is a substantial difference. That's 10 times more money. But what we are hoping is, like, if that customer pays a $250 subscription per month, you pay them off in 1 month. There is the argument. Yeah, well, if they sign up for $9 and then it takes 2 months, but that's great. But what you could do with the business is, like, there's lots of opportunity to maybe sell something else, another offer in the front. So you could front load the offer and then have it trailing. And it's a better way to build a business. You can actually be cash flow positive from day one. So as soon as you sign the customer, you made money. Because free customers just don't usually convert. They just want something for free. What are the 3 kind of things you should look for in your business to avoid these problems, or to like actually try and build a strong business that can last and actually make money or make profit? Because that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Make sure you've got the stomach for it first, because it hurts. Hurts a lot to shut down. Like, the signals that tell you you're successful are like users coming in or new customers. It's going to hurt a lot. So make sure you've got the stomach for it. You're not going to see the pain that letting every user in is building in the business until a lot later, or like letting every customer in. You don't see that pain, and you're going to spend hundreds of hours trying to fix it later. Fix the operational back end problems of like, we've got all these customers in and they're all leaving here. It's probably because you're bringing the wrong customers in and you're not delivering enough value.
As a business, like, you're just watching for churn. So churn can sometimes just be a result. You could try and fix churn for free customers. They were always going to leave because they're not successful. So like, if you target small business, those customers are generally, they're going to fail because small businesses fail in general. So you're going to have built-in churn just purely because they can't afford it or their business shut down. If you now introduce friction to get the right customer, you're going to reduce your churn. And in the end of the day, that is the stuff that people look at when buying businesses. What's your churn rate? What's your growth rate?
You have to be, if you're targeting customers who are likely to have churn, then all you're looking at is LTV, and make all your calculations off LTV. Don't worry too much about them churning, because you know they will when their business fails in 9 months' time. Is that a good idea to be going after those people, or should you be enabling the people that are guaranteed to be successful?
Right. You want to be able to add, because you could just be constantly finding, if you're losing 50% of your customers every year, you have to add those customers again just to get to 0 to then try and grow. But if you're not losing that many customers, you can actually grow a business and actually create something that's valuable. Being able to stomach that is hard, right? So you're gonna have to do that.
It's going to be harder, yeah.
Number 2, so how else can you look at this? So these things are all very related, right? It's like, if you don't do this, you're not going to have focus. So you're not going to be able to focus on the actual requirements of your key customers. We've seen this in the businesses before. We had lots of other customers that were smaller and it created a lot of noise, but generated way less profit. If we did not have those, and it's always easy to look in hindsight, but if we did not have those, we would have been able to focus more attention on the whales and really over-deliver there and give them the champagne service. Because putting up a price on a whale, like, let's say they pay, like, for instance, we used to pay like $100 and something per campaign, which is, if you put up a 10% there, there's a $10. Your bottom of your tier customer only pays $10. It's way easier to just move a little lever and get way more money without even adding extra work. So
you're providing more value to that person.
Correct.
Their value is leveraged, just like, so you can charge more.
By not doing it, you lose focus. By doing it, you gain focus. You can focus on that person. Having 1,000 customers paying you $10, or having 10 customers paying you, what is it be? Is it $1,000? Yeah, it would be the same thing. I would rather have the 10. Yes, you have the risk of them leaving and it hurts more, but if you're doing a good job because you're focused, it's much better.
The only reason you can't do a good job is because you're too worried about all the other things that you didn't think ahead to cut out in the first place.
The third one is like, all your efforts are going to be simpler, narrowing this down. All your strategies can just become one. That happens in marketing, that happens in product, that happens in delivery, like everything around it. What is like the onboarding experience for? Like, what does customer service look like? There's more things around a product. He's a CEO. He doesn't want to go and fetch something, so we'll go and deliver it to him by hand. Like, you can start really...
The entire delivery changes, yeah.
Yeah, so everything you do becomes focused on that. And I guess they're like kind of the similar veins, but they all have like knock-on effects throughout the whole business and all the different channels that you operate in. It's a hard thing to do, to turn away with money, but it's the only way you can actually build a really good business.
And then the only other one is probably like number 4 bonus, time gate these tests. So we're running this for 3 months. We're going to see what happens, and then we're going to adjust course. So if you see another video from us in 3 months' time, you might find out that it was a terrible idea and we've completely changed course. Don't do these things in perpetuity. Don't get married to an idea. Prove it, test it, and change it if it doesn't work.
Be agile. Have the ability to move. We do this with our content. We do this with our product. We do this with our marketing strategy, the whole way we talk. But we have to find the right thing. But when you find the right thing and it's working, you freaking double down and just go hard. For us, as for what we do, we want to say we create and provide value. If we can provide value, we can provide a great product and we can just scale. And that's what we want to get to.